It seems like there has never been a more challenging environment for an American law enforcement officer than the climate of today. I remember the race riots of the 1960s and the anti-war protests of the 1970s, but I don't think those presented the sentiment prevalent today. And it's no surprise. Ask any veteran school teacher, as I have, and they'll describe the long, slow erosion of respect for authority that they've witnessed over the years. You cops see the effect of that in your cities as those students have aged. To those of you who continue in this daunting role, thank you for your willingness to assume a profession few people understand. I'm Dale Meador, and I've been privileged to be a pastor for nearly 40 years. One of the most gratifying parts of my job has been to serve as a chaplain to the men and women of the outstanding Medford, Oregon Police Department, thanks to the generous support of the people of Bear Creek Church. I came to this role naturally. I became an enthusiastic fan of police when one of my big brothers became a police officer in 1966. And you know what? He still carries a gun and a badge today, handling courtrooms and transport. Back then, I began to become aware of the many diverse roles officers are asked to play, often in rapid succession and with little warning. My sensitivity to your job was heightened by exposure to my first line of duty death early in 1973. Tragically, a pair of officer deaths in one very sad incident. Today, I am the brother, cousin, and father of police officers. So unlike some citizens, I'm acutely attuned to the challenges faced by law enforcement as officers work against a tsunami of crime and addiction to maintain order, restrain the tide of anarchy, and separate predator from prey, all while under the intense scrutiny of a public quick to pass judgment, but with little understanding of the mechanics of answering call after call, never knowing exactly what you're going to face on arrival, and always mindful of the strict requirements of the sometimes changing laws. If all that weren't enough, you're a human being. You're a mother, a father, sister, brother, grandparent, or best friend. So somehow you have to figure out how to endure a constant stream of horrible situations, things that many people never encounter, but which are every day for you. And then go home and love your family and be a normal, even-tempered, patient, and kind person. I don't know how you do it, but you do. And because you're a cop, you're not a loudmouth making a big deal about whining and complaining, but putting your head down and going to scene after scene, trying just to help people when you can and to survive another shift. Friends, get help before you need it. Keep the line of communication open with a chaplain, a counselor, or a trusted confidant. You shouldn't bear the burden alone. A few months back, I was diagnosed with ALS, an always fatal neuromuscular disease that will eventually rob me of the ability to breathe. I don't know how much longer I have to live, let alone speak. So it was important to me to get this message on video while I still could, and to say this: I represent thousands upon thousands of humble, hardworking, and mild-mannered people who appreciate you and your willingness to answer the call every minute of any day and come running when danger or ugliness threatens. Thank you for your service is a cliche, but it's only trite when someone doesn't mean it, and we mean it. Thank you for regularly putting the needs of others before your own. Don't let the critics get in your head. They'll give you ulcers stewing over their often ill-informed criticism. Instead, respond by continuing to do your job with integrity and compassion, so that every time your head finally hits the pillow, you can know that whatever the crowd might have been yelling, you have the satisfaction of knowing you did the job you were sworn to do, and for which so many of us are very grateful. Thanks to everyone who supports the sworn, admin, property, records, dispatch, our community service officers, and our volunteers. Thanks to everyone at the department, from our chief down to us chaplains. And thank you to your loved ones, many of whom are on high alert while you're on duty, dreading a call about an injury or worse. You couldn't do your job without their support, and we are grateful for the sacrifices your family makes because you volunteered to join the thin blue line, to serve the public and to enforce the law. My only regret, that I couldn't give you or the department as much of my time and energy as you certainly deserve. Nonetheless, I love, respect, and admire each of you, and with my fellow chaplains all across the country, I say it's an honor to be associated with you. I pray the Lord will bless and protect you and your loved ones as you continue to display Christ-like selflessness and prefer the needs of others above your own.